Let's stamp it again.
Champagne cork.
Stamp it again, Peter.
Just hold it in there.
John, can you move over to the left? Oh, really?
I'll come down a little.
Yeah, that's good. Great. Yeah, great. Thank you. That's good.
Yeah, the machine is done.
Just out of range.
Okay.
Everybody look at here, please.
Oh, you stamped it 5 times.
I'm going to be careful about this next question. Any questions?
Can the
Crowley,
yeah.
I just want to ask one question. Since Peter have 20 years experience working for the business, will he take charge of any committee related to the business?
That's above my pay grade, but I'm sure that the council and the speaker will find a way to utilize Peter's talents and his know-how and his experience in life. I think that's what members bring to the city council, what they know. And certainly Peter has been a successful businessman here in New York, and I'm sure that Speaker Quinn and the other leadership in the council will find a perfect spot for him.
Okay.
So the party will support Peter for re-election, right?
Well, we tend to support folks within our party who hold public office, and our intention is to support. It's my intention to convince. I don't know if we need convincing, but the leaders, and many of them are here today, that Peter deserves to be re-elected, and we look forward to that.
Councilman, how much fact of your decision was impacted by the split in the Republican Party? Did you feel like you got the support you needed, or how much did that sort of factor into your decision to move over to the Democratic Party?
Actually, it's only a small part for my decision. Like the previous speakers already mentioned, the Democratic Party has done much more than the Republican Party locally. That's why I want to join the Democratic Party. And from the beginning, I am always a Democrat at heart, you know. All these, because I'm an immigrant myself, I go through a lot of things. So I want to use my experience to help other immigrant groups, or help other immigrants, so that they can become successful and become, so that they can fulfill the American dream.
When you say the Democratic Party has done more, what do you mean more of what?
They have more members, more leadership than the other party.
Is there a lack of leadership on the other side?
Yeah, I won't criticize them, but I would say that comparatively, Democratic Party has more leadership.
Peter's happy to be a Democrat.
Yeah.
Councilman, has the tone of the national Republican primary contest affected your decision at all?
Yes, yeah. Especially on immigrant issues. No, like I said before, I am a first-generation immigrant, so I understand how hard it is to be a newcomer in this community. And I always sympathize with immigrant issues, like the Dream Act. People have come here for so long, they went through college, and we're supposed to have a way for them to stay here. Instead of turning our back to them and force them to go back to their country. It's not fair to them. So I always support the immigrant issues. I mean, not every immigrant issues, but most of the immigrant issues supported by the party, they are good issues.
Yeah, Mr. Councilman. Anything more to keep you on their side? In hindsight?
The Republican Party, of course, they are sad that I'm leaving. But there's not much they can do to help me. Yeah.
I'd like to ask the chairperson of the Democratic Party in Queens. Peter Pu is born from the dragon. And this is the dragon year, and his age is a dragon too. And I would like to know what, on behalf of Flushing Chinese Business Association, I would like to know, what do you feel about Flushing? What do you feel about the Chinese community in New York City?
Well, I think that the Chinese community, but the immigrant community experience in Queens is better than anywhere else in the country. I often talk about the diversity of my district, and one only has to walk down the street in Flushing to understand diversity and its strength. And Peter's representative of that, his experience, not necessarily unlike other immigrant experiences, although all unique, but not terribly different than the Irish or the Italian or the German or any immigrant that's come in the past. And he wants the same things for his constituency, for his community, and for his people. And I think that we have the largest, I believe, John, correct me if I'm wrong, the largest population of Asian Americans in New York City are here in Queens County. And it's a burgeoning and flourishing political community represented by having the first Asian American citywide elected official coming right from Flushing and John Liu. So we expect even bigger and better things from Peter Koo now that he's with the correct party. We know that his heart has been here, and maybe he tried to change some hearts on the other side and came to the conclusion that he couldn't, and therefore he had to change his party enrollment.
Yeah, Mr. Councilman.
The Democratic primary for this seat, a couple of years ago was incredibly crowded. Has anybody reached out to any of the people who ran? Are you convinced that this is going to prevent a really fractious Democratic primary come, 2013?
Is that to me?
No, to both of you.
Well, I suspect as the chairman of the party that we're a diverse community. As I said before, we have many people with many different ideas, and party primaries are not unknown to us. We know them here in Queens County. But it's what also has, I think, made us a strong organization. And I suspect that some of those folks who were involved in those early primaries might be looking at this a little bit and wondering what's going on. But I think the more they realize the strength that Peter brings to this community in this conversion to the Democratic Party is something that we can all benefit from, including themselves. So I'm confident that by this time next year, we'll have unity in this district.
Yeah, Mr. Councilman, when you were in Republican, you always emphasize so elected person is more important than elected party. Do you think so? You still think so?
Well, of course, the person is always more important. Like I said before, a party is there. Party is a political tool the candidate use to help them win elections. And if you're a good person, the citizens, the voters should decide in their own heart who are better candidates. A lot of times they don't just vote for the party. As past elections can show, the past Congress, sometimes the number doesn't prevail. So it's important. We have to pick good candidates for any party. So I
would just add to that. I think every Democrat in this district has to understand what it takes to come to a conclusion to make the move that Councilman Koo is doing today. And with that comes some risk. And we hope that it will be rewarded by the Democratic constituency, those members of the party within this district, and remembered next year when he runs for re-election.
Just want to piggyback, Congressman, off of Lisa's question. So how much of this party had to do with the fact that you could probably avoid a primary in 2013?
Well, there's no guarantee of that, nor for any of the elected officials here, including myself. What I do believe is that this is the place where Peter Koo, Councilman Peter Koo, feels comfortable or wants to be, given his background and given his experience here in America. That he identifies more with this party, and I think that's panning out today in his official enrollment in the Democratic Party today.
Councilman, do you think the Republican Party has done a good job reaching out to Asian American and other ethnic communities?
Well, I don't want to criticize the party when I'm leaving, just bad-mouthing them. But they can do more. Certainly can do more to attract the different minority groups to join the party. So far, they haven't done enough.
I can answer a little bit more, maybe politically. I think if you look nationwide, I think if you look at the face of the Republican Party, there are very few people who look like Peter Koo, who hold elective office. And I think if you look at, I said, the diversity here in this county, from the Asian American community to the African American community to the Latino community, it's well represented here in this district, in this community. Always striving for more, I'm sure. And that's also part of the immigrant experience. As one has come and had power and then moves on, others take their place. And I think that's the beauty of our American experience. And Peter is he's at the forefront of that right now, and I think he recognizes that. Our party's prepared for this. We're a big tent, as Senator Stavisky said, and there's a lot of room in our tent for the likes of Peter Coe.